By the time I was invested in the show Lost, Netflix announced it was leaving. So I ran to a secondhand video store and bought the entire series on DVD. I think it's a perfect example to sum up the frustration with the subscription economy. And it's not just streaming. Everything wants another monthly payment. Software, apps, music, even heated seats in your own car. Except mine, because my 2012 Honda Accord heated seats came before all that. We're paying more for things we don't actually own, and that low-level anxiety adds up. We're talking about why you own nothing and the steps that you can take to fix it. That feeling of being trapped in a subscription world? There's a reason. The subscription model quietly shifted from convenience to a trap, and the numbers back it up. Netflix's premium plan was $7.99 a month back in 2011. Reuters reported it hit $26.99 by 2026. It crept up so slowly you almost didn't notice until you audited your bank statement. Personally, I cycle streaming services in and out. I only keep Netflix when a new season of Stranger Things, although that's over now, so who cares, or One Piece drops, then cancel. Same with Disney Plus for any Star Wars show or Marvel show that interests me. Even then, it feels like playing defense with my own money. I didn't want to miss out, but the math doesn't make sense anymore for the hours I actually use the services. It got worse with software at one point. I used to pay for several video editing and streaming tools. Little perks, but nothing game-changing. I canceled all of them at once, and honestly, the relief was bigger than the features I gave up. And that's the thing about subscriptions. You're renting access. They can change the terms, remove the content, or hike the price overnight. You don't get a say. You just get the bill. If you buy a movie on Amazon Prime, it might get taken away without notice. Every movie I've bought on Amazon streaming, I always eventually bought the physical copy for, because I knew that that digital thing that I bought online was not really mine. There was a video that came out not too long ago about a woman who bought the entire Hunger Games series on Amazon.
Amazon Prime. I spent $40 or whatever the hell to watch Catching Fire, arguably the best film, and it got rid of it!
Only for her to lose access to them because they got taken down. I wonder what she could have done to help fix the problem. There's a mental cost too. Every month, a dozen small charges hit your account. It creates decision fatigue and a nagging sense of loss of control. Even when you can afford it, it doesn't feel peaceful. So, what's the alternative? Well, turns out that going backwards might be the way forward. I'm talking about one-time purchases that give you permanent ownership. Simple, old school, and shockingly freeing.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you collect physical media, you are part of the solution.
The first thing I'd recommend is for you to get a library card. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. A librarian will be able to help explain it to you. You get books, movies, and often access to digital services like Canopy. A lot of libraries don't have late fees anymore, including the one that I go to. And here's what makes this better. Browsing a library gives you the same thrill of discovery that video rental stores like Blockbuster Video or Hollywood Video did, except you don't spend a dime. I don't always succeed at this since I'm usually very busy, but every Saturday night I try to watch a movie I got from the library. I'll go in on Saturday, try to find 2 or 3, and bring them back to watch one each week. Sometimes I'm let down, like Death of a Unicorn. What was that? And sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised, like Good Fortune. In fact, I might make a separate video about what Good Fortune says about the individual's economic struggle. And as for the streaming services or other subscriptions, pick one day a month. Go through your bank account, highlight every auto renewal, and ask, did I use this in the last 30 days? If not, cancel it. You can always resubscribe if you really miss it, or you just thought of 6 or 7 shows you can watch at one time to get your money's worth. Another thing that you can do is go buy a few movies from a secondhand video store. Don't overthink the formats either. I haven't noticed a huge difference between Blu-ray and 4K on a lot of movies, and Blu-rays are the more affordable option if your cash flow is small after essentials. A few exceptions on the difference between 4K and Blu-ray, at least to me, is the Hobbit trilogy. Now, regardless of of what you think of those movies. The 4K renders of those movies are incredible. Point being, you buy a movie once, you own it forever. The experience becomes yours. No one can remove it from your home screen. Finally, non-fiction books can help you build skills you're interested in learning. You can always borrow fiction at the library. Do own Lord of the Rings, though. A non-fiction book is something that you can highlight, and it's worth reading more than once. The psychological shift is where it gets good. When you own something, it's stable. You control it. If you're concerned about clutter, which you should be, consider the one in, one out rule. Have you bought a new book? Donate an old one. It helps prevent that clutter and forces you to value what you keep. Just don't get rid of things that you see yourself coming back to. I have. Now I don't know the next time I'll be able to watch Oppenheimer. The steps I shared aren't sacrifices. Sacrifices is a strong word to describe cutting yourself off from the ability to watch the Bond movies on Netflix. Oh. If anything, you're not sacrificing, you're gaining something much more meaningful. When you own something like a DVD, no one can just take it off your shelf. To own something like that feels like an act of rebellion today in the face of streaming. The subscription economy quietly erodes our sense of ownership and peace. We can fight back by intentionally owning instead of borrowing constantly. So here's my challenge to you. Get a library card this week. If you already have one, grab one movie or one book from there. Not both, just one. You can share what you got by leaving a comment below. I'd love to hear it. To conclude, simple living doesn't mean you're poor. It means you're wise. Respect your money and you respect yourself. I talk more on the subject of old tech and Gen Z's gravitation towards it in this video right here if you would like to explore more.